Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video with On Point Politics. And today we are looking at the Canadian election results here. So we can clearly see in the central Newfoundland area, the new vast Atlantic riding, the Conservative is currently up by 20 points. And this was considered to be a pretty early win for Clifford Small, which is the incumbent member of parliament in this riding. We see here South Shore St. Margaret's 37% of the vote is in, and the Conservative has a 0.6 percentage point lead. It is projected to be a Liberal win, but we'll see if the Conservatives actually able to pick up that seat. And we see in Eastern Quebec, this one seat actually ends up reporting earlier than most, and we see that the Conservative is at 17%, the Liberal at 34%, and the Bloc Party candidate is at 46% of the vote. So that is very, very important to analyze here. These are crucial races in these places that need a huge eye to be kept on them. So this will be a pretty interesting night for everybody. And, I'm not very familiar, not super familiar, with Canadian politics. Like, I could be more familiar with it, definitely, but I'm not exactly the most familiar with, these kind of, elections. So it's going to be pretty interesting to actually see this, unfold as the night goes on. So I'm really, really excited to see how this plays out here. And I'm currently trying to access the live stream here. Okay, here we go. So we have about 39 people watching, 44 now that I'm looking at it. Hello, everyone. I'm going to be opening the chat up right now, so I can't see anybody typing just yet. But we actually see more seats have came in. Conservatives at 4 seats, the Liberals at 6, and we clearly see right now that the Liberals are quite ahead. And this percentage counter is a little bit messed up here, but okay, there we go. So we've got everyone here in the chat now. So we got about roughly give or take 43 people watching. Make sure to go ahead and hit the like button, guys. Everybody who's in here, hit the like button right now, guys. It doesn't make sense when people watch content and just don't hit the like button. So make sure to go ahead and do that. It would be very, very appreciated if you guys would be able to do that. More votes just came in the Quebec riding that reports early, and the Bloc Party seems to have a pretty big lead there. The long range mountain seat is really interesting because apparently this was a Liberal riding back in 2021, and the Conservatives have actually flipped it quite easily. So, again, that is pretty fascinating here. And we see, a lot of these seats, are pretty big Conservative wins here. The Liberals so far are kind of leading this, the Grand Lake, seat here. The Conservatives up by 2 with like probably maybe 35% of the vote in. So that is interesting. And we're waiting for more votes to come in here as the night goes on. So it'll be really interesting to see how the results end up playing out at this time. So we're going to be going on X here. I'll be seeing what's going on. And look at this. So apparently, Pierre Polivier caught up quite a bit, and then Carney just completely overtook the markets again. So that is really interesting that ended up being the case. I don't really know. I don't really know why that exactly happened. And the race is sort of a toss-up right now. The Conservatives have actually, gained seats already. They've gained some seats, but clearly right now, it's a little bit unclear. We have to wait for a lot of the seats in like Ontario and Quebec. Like those are like where the majority of the seats are going to be coming from, and then obviously Alberta and Sask, they're going to be, obviously super conservative, areas. But if the Conservatives pick up a bunch of seats in Ontario and Quebec, that'll basically give them maybe a minority or a majority in the government. So that's really where we're going to be finding out, who really has the lead here and who doesn't. So this will be very interesting to see it, unfold in the next couple of hours here. So I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for. I don't know exactly how long I will be streaming for. And somebody said, Jason Bennett says, what does the data prophet say? So look, man, I honestly did not do enough research into this to be able to give a straightforward answer. I would say that, there was definitely some similarities here with the US election where you did have, some individuals. It was pretty interesting because you had some people. It was basically they swapped out Joe Biden with Kamala Harris, and in this one they swapped out Trudeau with Carney. And if it was Trudeau, I mean, it actually looked like the Conservatives were going to pick up the majority of the seats in Ontario. So um, that looked like that was going to happen. So this is still pretty interesting. We're still waiting. Central Nova. Okay, so yeah, clearly that's still too early. Um, that's still very very early. But the Bloc Party is leading in that seat, pretty heavily. So that is very interesting. And if we look at Polymarket, I mean, I wonder what it looks like right now. But I think he had caught up again. So if we go to the Canadian election, yeah, he's already back. Like the odds haven't updated here on my end. I don't know why, but it looks like it's going to go back and forth for a bit. The Liberals are projected at 180 seats, the Conservatives at 126. But there was a point in time where he actually was leading, like, or Poilievre was getting close to leading. I don't know why the betting odds are acting so weird. I don't really know what was going on with that. So that was pretty interesting to see. Hmm. Oh wow, his odds were at 0%. Oh, okay, because it was Carney. I was like, what? Wow, but he was in the 90s in the betting odds? That's crazy. I can't believe he actually blew that. That's ridiculous. How did you blow that big of a that's wild. Um this is a good account to be looking at the Canadian elections. He's been doing a lot of work in this, so he may know a lot more about this than I even do. I'm just kind of reviewing the results with everybody because I was like, I might as well do it until I'm not able to tonight. So clearly that's what's going on here. If we go back to the results, I think if we look at, okay, so they reported more results out of the Quebec riding, and the Conservative obviously dropped quite significantly, and the Liberal just took the lead in the St. Margaret's toss-up riding. So that's not good. That's really not that great for that. That's really not good. That has to take a pretty quick. There's got to be a pretty quick turnaround in this one because apparently that's going to be a toss-up seat. So, will Canada become 51? I mean, it really just depends. I'm not exactly sure if that's going to happen. I don't think so. By the way, guys, make sure to keep hitting the like button. I think they just reported more Liberal wins. Yeah, I think they just reported more Liberal victories. So it's a little bit unclear, in my opinion. Maybe it's not. Maybe the Liberals are favored to win, and I'm just kind of I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I mean, we'll see what ends up happening here, as time goes on. I don't know how long I'm going to be live for. I may not be live that much longer. I'm not sure. Yeah, Carney reemerges as the favorite as Liberals gain ground. So that's yeah, definitely not great. Yeah, Conservatives got their first flip. Yeah, and it was a pretty big flip too. Like that's a pretty big lead. Like that's not even a small lead at all. It's pretty insane actually. That was a very, very, very big lead. Um, yeah, Liberal Party's Mark Carney retakes dominant lead on Polymarket. So yeah, he like caught up and then he dropped again. And so now he's back down at 28%. Um, so we'll see what ends up happening as time goes on. This is very interesting because even in like the 2024 election, it didn't really do that. It wasn't really like that where it wasn't really like that where the odds were switching. Like once Trump kind of took the lead in the betting odds, he kind of just had the lead the whole time. Really, like once he took it, that was it. There was really nothing else. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting for the 9:30 results to come in. To be honest, yeah. They just took this one. The conservatives have had won it before. Okay, yeah. So they just called this one. Yeah, so they're just reporting results. I wonder what this one, because this one's a little bit more head. See, 22 to 10 seats, and the Liberals are up 8 points so far in the national popular vote. Quebec has that one seat that I mean, that's probably going to end up going to the Bloc Party. Um, everything here, according to their projections, says that those seats are going to stay the same. The only thing that's here is that Newfoundland and Labrador, the Conservatives gained 2 seats. That's the only thing that it's projecting there. So that's kind of interesting that they're like even projecting that. And again, yeah, National Telegraph has a 538 style map. Oh, they do? Oh, let me see that. National Telegraph Canada election results. That would be a lot better. Oh no, it's not this. Does anyone know what the best site is to view the results? Does anybody like if there's like a more interactive map? Because I would like a better map, to be honest. Oh, look at this. Perfect. All right, yep. This is a lot better. This is more like it. Yep. Yeah, this is a lot better. Oh, and that's why it reports so early, because it's like on this side of the oh, it's like on this side. Okay, interesting. And so far they have reported 22 seats to 10 seats. The national popular vote, they're up by quite a bit. The liberals are up a lot, and the conservatives have gained 2 seats so far. And these are the close, tight races. Okay, yeah, so this side is significantly better. Yeah, 30 minutes out of time zone. Yeah, that's why. Hmm. So long range mountain islands, liberals and conservatives tied in Atlantic. Yeah, apparently this flip in the long range mountains, this was a really big flip because the conservatives up by like a lot of points. Like it's not even like a that's pretty insane. That's crazy because that is a really big jump. That is a humongous jump. So that is pretty nuts. Let me see if Polymarket's actually freaking updated their stuff. Yeah, no, man. What's going on? Where can I see the live betting odds? I want to see the live ones. Cause like see, like that's not accurate. That's like not even accurate at all.
advanced polls come in, when more numbers come in. But at this stage of the night, it looks like a pretty promising start for Pierre Poilievre and his Conservatives on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm looking again to see, how quickly the polls are coming in. It's 11 out of 229, Sean Fraser.
Exactly.
Yeah, so again, we are not sure how this is all going to shake out.
And Rosie, just to go back to what I was told by both Conservative and Liberal campaigns, the Liberals banked a lot of vote very heavily in the advanced channels, and those come in at inconsistent times. Day of tends to come first, and that could be what you're seeing.
And
you're seeing early.
And we're reminding you all of that, of course, because here, 13 to 13 is something significant, and it's moving around a lot.
So we'll see if any of that flips when the advanced polls come in, when more numbers come in. But at this stage of the night, it looks like a pretty promising start for Pierre Poilievre and his Conservatives.
Very interesting. So it looks like they're outperforming in some areas quite massively. So that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I mean, it's still kind of up in the air who's going to end up winning anyway. Okay, so it looks like, oh, okay, never mind. That's not the toss-up seat. I thought that was a toss-up seat for some reason. I know most results come out at 9:30. So like, yeah, when the results come out at 9:30, we'll pretty much know who ends up winning because all of these seats are going to start reporting, like Alberta, like all the seats. The only ones that don't come in until after are the British Columbia. That's it. Those are the only ones that don't come in. Yeah. So everything looks the same except the Conservatives gained 2 seats in this province over there. That's like what all the sites are kind of projecting. And the Liberal, oh wow, okay, so the Liberals are like doing really well in that riding there. In this one, the Liberal is only behind by 4 points, so that's crazy. Oh wow, that's like a huge jump. That's a huge jump because if they're outperforming there, they're going to be able to take seats. Okay. Again, we're just waiting for some more results to kind of come in. We're just waiting here, and we just passed about 100 live viewers, so that's awesome. We're just kind of waiting to see more results. That's really it. It's still too early. Like once we have all of the seats at 9:30, when they all come in, we'll pretty much kind of know who won the election anyway. Like we'll basically know who won. At that point, we'll have a pretty good idea as to who ended up winning. Yeah, I might not be able to stream for much longer, unfortunately. All right, guys. Unfortunately, I am gonna have to end up probably gonna have to end up stopping the stream here. Unfortunately, can't really explain why. But it would make sense if you guys knew why. But unfortunately, I am gonna have to stop the stream here. I know people wanted to watch me kind of review the results, but I'm not gonna be able to do that right now. So if you guys did enjoy this brief stream, make sure to hit the like button and to subscribe. And obviously, if I had planned this out a little bit better, this was more last minute. If I had planned this out better, I would have been able to do this a lot longer. But thanks for everyone who tuned in, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.